All right, today we're just going to get some more practice finding slope from 2 points. Wednesday, we'll probably add a little bit more to this, but for today, just finding the slope. Remember, when we find slope is change in y over change in x. The change in y needs to be on top, change in x on the bottom. So if I take this one here, my y values are 5 and 13. They're going on top. My x values are 2 and 6. They're going on the bottom. And that's just how much does each one change. From 5 to 13 is an increase of 8. From 2 to 6 is an increase of 4. We got 8 divided by 4. That gives us a slope of 2. Any questions on that? That's change in y over change in x. Negative numbers sometimes makes it a little trickier. When we're going our y's, go from 1 to negative 2. X's are going from 3 to negative 6. What y'all need to remember, when it's decreasing, like this one from 1 to negative 2, it's a negative number. And then when you're going from like a positive to a negative or a negative to a positive, you end up adding the absolute values basically, because we got to go from 1 to 0 and then 0 to negative 2. So distance between them would be 3. And I said it's decreasing, so it's a negative 3. Same idea with the x's. We're going from 3 to negative 6. That's a decrease of 9. Negative over a negative, like if they're both decreasing, that's going to make your whole slope positive. You only get a negative slope if one of those signs is negative, okay? Then we would simplify. If the top number is smaller, your answer is going to be a fraction still. 3 goes into both of those. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Slope would be 1/3 there. Any questions on that one? All right, so then a negative to a negative. Change in y. Y values are going from negative 2 to negative 5. X values from negative 6 to negative 2. The tricky part with this is sometimes remembering whether it's increasing or decreasing. From negative 2 to negative 5 is a decrease of 3. So that makes it a negative 3. From negative 6 to negative 2 is actually an increase. With negatives, if you're getting closer to 0, that means it's going up. So that's an increase of 4. So we would have negative 3/4 as our slope. Can't be simplified. If one of those numbers is negative, that makes the whole thing negative. So whether the negative is written this way, or sometimes they'll put them, just out in front of the whole thing, that's the same thing. Okay? All right, y'all go ahead, try these two. Find the slopes. Anyone think they got the slope for the 2 points on the left? Greg? You simplify. Zay? 3/4. So we're going from 2 to 8 for the y values. Changing y on top. X values are going from 2 to 10. Both of those are increasing, so we got positive numbers. We do have 6/8. That part was correct. 2 goes in both those. So you want to simplify your fractions. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. Second one on the right. JC? -1 is correct. So y values are going from 1 to -5. X values from -3 to +3. When you go from 1 to -5, that's a decrease of 6. So that's a -6. -3 to +3 is an increase of 6. 6/6 is 1. One of them is negative, so that makes it a -1 for our slope. Any questions?